everybody. Hi, Lisa Art. We are what, 2 days, no, 3 days away for Christmas. You were asking me what have I planned. It looks like I'm gonna be visiting with my mom and my dad. So we're gonna go over to my grandparents, or the kids' grandparents. What are we gonna make? I don't know. It looks like my husband bought like a rib. So we'll do a rib, a prime rib. And then yeah, we'll see. We can do soil blocking today. That's something we can do. Seed starting in general. How is the weather, Lisa Art, in your area in Florida? It's super nice. We're gonna have like a 75-degree Christmas. Good day. Super nice, right? But also it makes me really nervous. I think someone else also said the same thing. Someone else in Texas was like, makes us worried about what February is gonna look like, because February is our coldest month, like it is for most of the US, right? So we're a little scared, like what is February gonna look like? We've had ice mageddons before, just really cold ice, people with outages here in Texas, so don't really want to repeat that. Welcome everybody. Got 2 people here, but happy Christmas week for those of you in the US, and or happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. We are still starting seeds. It is unseasonably warm. It is pretty much 60s all this week, but you know what? It's helping the plants grow faster. If you guys recall, I mentioned that some of your cool season crops, while they can grow at 40-degree temperatures and below, they aren't growing a whole lot. But as soon as it warms up to like the 50s and 70s, they're like really taking off. They're really taking off. Black Boy Ho, hi. Thank you. We're having rain for Christmas. Oh, Lisa. Black Boy Ho, what about Arizona? How's Arizona looking this week? We're gonna be sunny, Lisa. We will get a little bit of rain, but that's later in the week, so thankfully not on Christmas. Lisa, might change for you guys though. While we're out here, we can go take a look. I'll show you guys how the garden's looking. It'll be hard for you guys to tell, but I'm gonna say that the Napa cabbage have really grown a lot in the past couple of days because it was so small for the longest time. But look, this section is finally taking off. I have this as a cover here just to try to deter, I think there are rabbits that are coming by and munching. But look, this section's finally growing. I'll show you guys the bigger Napa cabbages, but this is like succession planted Napa cabbages, and they're finally taking off. I also planted, so here they are. Oh, here's a radish actually. Do I have? No, I don't see a root yet, but look at these cabbages are finally taking off. I also have carrots in here. Somebody's been nibbling on my carrots. You think it's rabbits? Yeah. Let's see. Can we see the carrot root yet? I don't think so. How about this one? Let's see the carrot root. It's Black Boy Ho has been pretty nice. Warm midday, kind of cold in the morning. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Yeah, someone's definitely been nibbling. Look at that. Ugh, I'm pretty sure it's rabbits. All right. So yeah, I was using these to protect them while they're small. They're no longer needed though. Oh, this is a new one I planted. So you guys know I soil block, right? I went ahead and directly put that soil block in here. Looks like it's doing okay. And here's more Napa cabbage. Okay, we can go look at the big, but yeah, these were so tiny for so long, and it looks like because we got warm weather, almost spring-like weather, it's taking off really nicely. All right. Okay, and now we're gonna go over this section here. These are the first Napa cabbage that I'd already planted, so these look good. I mean, this one, I went ahead and, this is like the biggest one, you know. It's almost the same size because I went ahead and plucked away some of the outer leaves, so it looks smaller, but yeah, this is what this one looks like. And then the one next to it's a little bit smaller. Maybe I should have spaced it out more, but we always want to make the most out of our space. And then here's more. These are the first succession planted Napa cabbages. Anyway, this warm weather is doing wonders for helping the plants grow. So yes, 50 to 70s is ideal for cool season crops. They'll grow in temperatures below that, but at a much, much, much slower rate. Yay. Oh yeah, this one definitely got bigger. But yeah, yay. So yeah, those are those. What else do I have? Strawberries over there, but it's just the leaves. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here's a carrot one. Let's see if this carrot's got a root yet. So I planted some, here's beet right here. This is a chioga. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it. Chioggia beet? Okay, yeah, no root yet. But leaves are here. Here's a baby carrot that I must have planted. Super baby. Lisa, I would say at least once a week. And especially because it's winter time, like the sun is not out as much and it's cooler weather, so you don't really have to worry as much as you do in summer. Even in summer, I do the same thing. I follow the same thing. So these are still baby though. My little baby beets. Oh, and did you guys notice all the newly laid mulch? Did you guys notice that? We've been busy working on the mulch pile, and so I've got all this newly laid mulch down. If you guys remember I was talking about the mulch pile. Hey, look, we got a little visitor here. I wonder what he was munching on. Did you come out of the mulch pile? I don't think he did. I think he came from somewhere. But yep, of course he stands out because he's like the only green thing. It's a cabbage worm or cabbage looper, you guys. The guys that are eating my Napa cabbages. This is the guy that's eating my Napa cabbage holes. So Lisa, yeah, once a week. And in winter is like really not that often either. The concept is that you water only when, or water in often. I hope a bird comes by and snatches it. Come on, birds. So yes, the idea is that you water in often so that the roots of the plants grow deep. If you keep watering it but not deeply, the roots will kind of grow really shallowly. Come on, bird. Come visit. Fresh food. Okay, here are look at the snow peas. They like doubled their height since literally in the last 2 days, they doubled their height. Doubled their height, you guys. These are snow peas. They're like sugar snap peas, but they're like the flat kind. And when they're a little bit bigger, I'm gonna take the top shoots because those are tender and great for stir fry. But yeah, so that's these. I hope these climb up. I don't know how these are gonna work, but I was thinking that they could climb up my tomato trellis thing that I have here. But yes, what do you guys think? Oh, and here again, I also directly sowed. You remember those carrot blocks? Yeah, I directly sowed those as well. Like in their tiny shape, I went ahead and direct sowed them. Looks like they're taking. This is like day 4, so they're definitely all still alive. And in the places that I planted them. I'm just covering them with leaves here because I don't want to put mulch over it. The mulch blocks are a little bit too big. But at least the leaves kind of let in some sort of light, and then when the wind blows, it also allows some light to come in. So I'm gonna do that for now, and then when they're a little bit bigger, I think I'll be more comfortable putting this on top. But for now, we're gonna keep leaves on here. Hi everybody, welcome. I'm in North Texas, in the USA, and I have been planting seeds all fall, pretty much every day since fall's been here, and was attempting to winter garden in my freezing zone. Now I'm just pretty much preparing for my spring garden now. So I was just sharing off some of the things that are growing in the garden. One of the things that I'm learning as it's my first time trying to grow in the winter time is that things grow pretty slowly, especially when temperatures drop below 40 and there's less daylight. Things grow much more slowly. But happy winter solstice, that was yesterday. From today onwards, our days are going to slowly get longer until the summer solstice. So things can only look up now. We got more daylight. Although February is typically our coldest month in the USA though, right? So that'll be my biggest challenge. Am I going to be able to keep these plants alive when we get to February, when it gets down to 10 degrees as cold as 10 degrees in my zone, zone 8A. Do you, Black Boy Ho, do you mark what you have, or is your memory just that good? Oh, well, Black Boy Ho, when you start growing your own food, you start to recognize kind of what the plants look like and where you plant it. And actually, that's the reason why even the kids have been helping me mulch or collect the mulch in bins, but I have to be the one that puts it around because I know where to step and where not to step. So yeah, I definitely, yeah, I'm like out here every day. So yeah, I would say I have a pretty good idea of what I planted where. But also when I look at it, I can obviously easily see like Napa cabbage. Like even when you guys look at it, it's like, that's clearly a Napa cabbage. You see it right over there and over there and over there. Same thing with carrots. You start to recognize what they look like. Lisa Art, don't worry, the frost will Do you worry the frost? No, Lisa, a little. Like, how cold is it going to get? Or, I mean, at that point, when it gets down to 10 degrees, it'll be freezing temps, right? But, like hard, and I think they call it what? Hard freezes. When it gets that cold, it's considered a hard frost. I don't know to what degree hard frost is, but it's definitely below 28. I am a little worried, but I think I'm going to be extra, I have time, and I have some supplies on hand. So, cardboard boxes, right? I do have clear plastic that I can use to block wind and figure out how I want to do that. I'm somewhat worried, but not too worried. I think I'll have it figured out by then. And worst comes worst, like lots of leaves and lots of straws. Lots of straw, like, will do the job, supposedly. I've heard people in Chicago who, I had this one person tell me that her family had grown Brussels sprouts all winter long just by covering with a thick layer of hay. And that's how they survived. I mean, that's how they kept their plants alive. It does mean there's only like so much light that the plants will get, but at least it's not completely black pitch. So yeah, Lisa, I do worry, but not too much. I know that I'll have spent so much time that the last thing I want to do is lose it all. So I'll definitely have some sort of plan in place. Okay. But yes. Do you guys have any exciting plans this week? Since Christmas is coming up soon. Are you guys already situated with family, or? Are you guys curious? Let me know if you guys want to see this. Oh, we have lower, let me see. Let me know if you guys want to see the soil blocking one. I was prepared to do that. I'll show you guys some of the other seeds though. Okay. Okay, cilantro. Remember how I talked to you guys about cilantro? Or let me finish up the cilantro story first. So 2 weeks ago, when it was more like 3 weeks ago at this point, I'd started some cilantro in this container. And I realized, I think what I'm realizing is, one, do not pre-soak cilantro. Cilantro is not suitable to pre-soaking. Okay, don't show your face even. Cilantro seeds look like this, right? Lisa and, hi Jonathan. Oh, you would like, I forget, Jonathan, did I already do a demonstration last time? I can't remember. Lisa, you're asking, I've seen the video on the free wood chip. Can you also use that? Hi Cotton, good to see you. Oh, and okay, so there are a few things to see. Do you guys, so there, we can do the soil blocker. do you guys want to see the progress that I made on the mulch pile? I don't know. I feel like I already covered that, but let me know if you guys want to see that. Gotham, yeah, Ada is my name. Thank you for asking. Okay, I did. Okay. But yeah, okay, so maybe I'm not going to do that. Hi, Unique Money. Amigo. No, these are just cilantro. See? Cilantro. Oh, it's backwards. Cilantro. What I was going to say, let me at least finish the topic on this. So cilantro. 3 weeks ago, I planted it with you guys. ADA, got them. And I planted it in here, and unfortunately, it didn't come up. But trust me, I do know what I'm doing. Here's my proof. I have cilantro that I previously grew, right? So this is a 7-week-old cilantro. I've already harvested twice from it. And these are like maybe 15 to 20 seeds in here, densely planted, all right? And then I do succession plant because as you know with cilantro, it has a relatively short lifespan. So you do want to constantly plant cilantro so you will have a continuous supply. So I did do that, or that's what I attempted to do here. Some fails here, but we'll cover it in a second. I did also, for insurance, plant them in my bigger container. Ooh, this is leaking liquid. Yeah. Ah. Okay. These are baby cilantros, the little green leaves here. So these definitely grew as well. Here, let me get a little bit closer. Yeah, ADA, yes, got them. Okay, let me move this. Jonathan, so do you have a method? What is your method? After I posted that thing about not having my cilantro grow, I realized that other people also have problems. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out what it is, because clearly I have not had issues growing cilantro, but that one time that I pre-soaked it, I did. So just trying to deduce what it is so I can help others potentially. Okay, so let's see, tilt this down for a second, because this is kind of heavy. It's hard for me to lift up. Okay, but all these are baby cilantros here. These are baby cilantros. I kind of stuck them. This is lettuce right here. Or at least I think it's lettuce. Kind of looks like dandelion, huh? Well, whatever. But yeah, so this is also cilantro. I think what happened with my cilantro that I was showing you guys, so clearly I know how to grow cilantro. And I think what happened with this was kind of like a lot of things, if you give it too much love and attention, it actually won't thrive, right? And I think that's what happened here. For this, when I started it 3 weeks ago, I pre-soaked it, which apparently is not necessary according to ChatGPT. You do not need to pre-soak cilantro. I just did it because it's something new that I've been doing for a lot of different seeds. I'm realizing that you shouldn't apply that blanket though. You should only apply that to specific seeds that actually need it, like the beans, corn, the really big seeds. Nice to meet you, Lisa. And then on top of that, I was also soaking this like I did every other container. So this bottom, like, soil in here is like very moist. Yeah, it has holes in it, so I've been like soaking it from the bottom. It's very moist in here. So I think in general, there are seeds that don't like it too moist, and cilantro is definitely one of them, is what I'm concluding. So if you're overwatering your cilantro, if you're pre-soaking it, don't do that. Try less hard. Try less hard. Literally give them like a bigger container like this. Let it sit, let the rain fall on it, but don't water it. Don't give it too much love. That's what I'm learning about cilantro. And then if you kind of think about or look at the seed itself, it makes sense too. It's a somewhat this seed, if you didn't know, is also the spice coriander. So dried cilantro is coriander. I feel like I've said that enough times. So for those of you that are regular here, you guys should know that. And help spread the word. This is your ground up. This is your dried coriander that you find in your spice. Got them. One of the hills, so-called. So sorry, let me at least finish this thought and then we'll move on to that. But yeah, so if you look at the husk, it's a relatively light seed. And it's really mostly husk, and I think the seed inside is like, okay. So first of all, cilantro, this seed here has 2 seeds in it technically, and it breaks up. I feel like I've said this before, but just in case we have any new people here. So you'll see how it broke up. There's one half, and here's the other half in here. And then in here, I think is the actual seed. All right, this is too fine for my fingers. And I can't even show, okay. Yeah, so there's 2 seeds. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's airy inside. And I think what I'm gonna do to try to get them to sprout in here, thank you, Cameron. What I'm gonna do to try to get a sprout in here is honestly just try less. We're just gonna put it in here, and then I'm not gonna water it like I have been doing with everything else. Because like I said, this is my cilantro and I'm trying to sprout it. I'm just gonna try less with this. Try less is the motto for cilantro. Because when you try less, give it less love, it does just fine. Jonathan, let me know if that aligns with your experience growing cilantro. Gautam, you're saying one of the hills, so-called Arriva Hills, which is covering multiple states, and recently government declared that if the hill is not high above 100 meters, so it doesn't. It's not a hill, and then people can line over through. So now the days for environment are doing. Oh, I love that, Gotham. That's exciting. Oh, Chemo, that was cilantro. That was cilantro. These are cilantro seeds. And it looks like this, right? Did you know that cilantro seed is also the spice coriander? All you do is you grind it up, and that is your spice coriander. I've heard people ask, have you tried to start coriander from seed, from the spice? And I have not. Let me know if you guys have. I heard from someone else that they heat treat it. And so when you heat treat any of these seeds, it essentially makes them not viable. So let me know if you guys have any experiences sprouting coriander from spice. Like I said, I heard the spice is heat treated and so won't grow. But if you do have a cilantro plant, just let it go to flower and you'll have like thousands of seeds to collect. Not thousands, hundreds of seeds to collect for next time around. These I harvested from cilantro grown in prior seasons. Nice. Yes, Katam, I did read your comments. I was reading it out loud. I'm excited, and I hope the environment lovers win so that the hill can stay in place and doesn't get mined through. Lisa, you said, I planted beets and ginger with wine. Winter compost of organic juicing remains. How exciting, Lisa. Okay, I also started cilantro, but I started it indoor. I'm sorry, not cilantro. I also started ginger, but I started it indoors though. Ginger is it's a tropical plant. So Lisa, if you want it to grow faster, I might suggest you keep that as an indoor plant for now. And then in the spring, or even late spring is when you're gonna put it out. Jonathan, you say, I crushed my place in a bucket full of dirt and water. Okay. So Jonathan, you do soak your dirt rather heavily. Gata, we are calling Dura here. Durante Estate of India. Okay, exciting. Good morning, Jackie. Happy Monday. The Monday before Christmas and the holidays. We are finding it a bit. How exciting, Gata. Oh, coriander equals Dana Giru. Okay, thank you. Okay, Jonathan. Whatever is like, this is clearly not working for me. For me, at least maybe it's the seeds that I have, but they definitely do not like a good soak, it looks like. Because I've sprouted my cilantro. Even, these are ones that I even like planted before, these baby ones in here. I planted those after I planted these and it still grew faster. I had someone tell me maybe you need a more breathable container, and I think they're right. And also I need to stop watering it because I kept bottom watering it too. Every day I would bottom water it, and I did not bottom water I never bottom water this. I never water this daily either, and it grows fine. Yeah, at least I would. Ginger is definitely like a warm season loving crop. All right, so cilantro is a cool season crop, right? We talked about that, and I'll show you some of the other seeds I started. We also had the 1216 last week. We started kale, and this is how they're doing. They're mostly coming up. I do micro soil blocking, right? So these did good. I bottom soak them every morning. So I just take a container and I'll fill it up. Let me show you. Like I'll take a container like this. I have a bigger tub out there, and I'll just fill it with water, and I'll just bottom water. Like fill like this. And then these I've already soaked, but yeah, same idea, right? Oh, you guys can't see. Same idea. And then I'll just put it in like this because it has already holes at the bottom, right? And just pre-soak them like that. All right. But yeah, the kale is looking really good. Yay! Almost all of them have come up. Almost all. I got a few laggards back here, but it's okay, we have time. Antap. Some plants are most only... What were you saying, Antap? So this is the kale that we started last week. Kale is another cool season crop. It's also a brassica, right? So kale is supposedly frost hardy down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit when it's mature. So that's awesome. And then the lettuce, 12-12. What was last week? 12-12. So kind of end of the week before, lettuce, we started it on 12-12. And by the way, it's been super nice outside, you guys. Probably why these are sprouting so quickly. It's been like the 50s to 70s, which is ideal temps for cool season crops. Yeah, my lettuces are coming up. I'm excited. Normally I just take a container and I sprinkle my lettuce in it, but for the first time I'm gonna be able to get really precise and have most of my lettuce seeds sprout because it's gonna be organized like this. So these are all, I think, butterhead lettuce or something. But yeah, lettuce. Some of them still have yet, oh, I see some trying to come up. But yeah, these are these. Hello, Anderson. Jonathan, I get my seeds from home. Oh, I love that, Jonathan. Yeah, I'm not picky either. I like to go in stores because I like to shop and get them and read them in hand. Love it, Jonathan. So you even get your cilantro seeds from Home Depot too then. Yes, aren't they, Jackie? Okay, Jonathan, you're saying you just press them down a little bit. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I just got to press it a little. Exactly. Okay. 12-12. Oh, yes. So sorry. Yeah, week before last. Yep, week before last. These are these. Oh, and then the red cabbages. Let's show you guys that one. The red cabbages. If anyone wants to see the chip, we can also talk about chip drop as well. I showed you guys last Friday the big dump. It was like fresh off the truck 2 hours prior to my live. Okay, and so these are 12-9 red cabbage. So this was a little more than 2 weeks ago. Oh, almost 2 weeks ago. They're a little bit harder to see, but you guys can see them, right? Or should I show it like this? You see how they're coming up? They're purple, so they're kind of blending in. Or oh, that's better when I let the sunlight like that. But yeah. Wednesday being Christmas Eve. I'll see. We're still trying to decide if we're gonna do dinner with my parents on either Wednesday or Thursday. So let me see. Either way, I'll let you guys know. I'll like post and be like, no live today or something like that. But yeah, so here are the purple ones. Purple cabbages. These are my parsley. I know this is from like 11-17, but I still get really excited because these took like a month to sprout, these little parsley ones. Parsley! You guys have already seen this, but I have to like show it. And look, I got a carrot growing in there, huh? If there's gonna be something I grow really well, it's gonna be carrots this year. You guys remember all those carrot seeds I collected? Oh, here, let me go show you guys. Oh, and you guys can look at the progress that I've made since laying out all the mulch. Hold on. Let me see. Ow. Ooh, that pinched me. Nothing to do, thank you. Ooh. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so here, look. Oops, I muted myself. Look at all the beautiful new mulch I laid down. I also gathered up the neighbor's leaves from their tree. This is their tree. Ah, that tree right there, do you see that? That tree has blocked all of my sun for like 2-3 hours every morning. And now I'm getting all of that sun back on my front lawn. But yes, okay, so here's this. Here's that carrot. It's still growing here. It's still growing. Look at how big that carrot is. Yeah, not tasty. But remember I said let that one plant go to seed? Look, it's still giving me seeds, even though I've already collected thousands. Still giving me seeds. This is what the flowers used to look like. These little white flowers, and then they become seeds. And then here's more seeds. So in here, there's probably like, so each one of those really tiny things is a seed. So there's maybe like 60 right here, 70. How many do you think there are? Jackie, thank you so much for helping moderate. VapX. Merry Christmas, Smokey. Thank you. 8-Ball. Yes, 8-Ball, isn't it? Good to see you, 8-Ball. Yeah, so like, yeah. And carrots, if you guys recall, are frost hardy, so this will die only when it gets down to 20 degrees. But before then, I'll have collected even more seeds. I already have a whole bunch. But yeah, so that's this. And then do you like all my new mulch? Remember I did that chip drop on Friday? I ordered it on Thursday and it came on Friday. Sorry, the day before that. But yeah, and so we are slowly laying out the mulch. If anyone has any questions about chip drop, I can answer those. It was, yeah. 8-ball, yes, it was. I just tested the temp. I didn't get to the deepest part. Like, I'm just shallow measuring the temp. It was 93 degrees Fahrenheit. My probe is probably about this big, and it measured at 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can imagine, like, in the very deep center of it, how hot was that? When you go to really hot, this kind of reminds me of compost piles, which you guys know I also have, because I make my own compost. My compost itself, it's small. I'm only able to do like a 2 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot space. It'll only get to 100 degrees at most. 80 to 100 degrees is its range. But when you have a pile, we'll walk over there. When you have a pile of that size, so the recommended pile, if you want to do true hot composting, is a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot space. And this definitely exceeds that. When you have that kind of space, your pile can get as hot as 100 to 100. I've been doing work on it. I feel like we've done like almost half. Okay, maybe not a half, maybe a fourth. But yeah, like I stuck the probe in like right here, and it was measuring 93. But in here, in the very center of here, how hot do you think that is? Probably 120. Probably 120. No, so Jonathan, it was only steaming. It was only steaming for the first like hour or so, and then, I mean, the surface part of it is not hot anymore, but the interior, the core of it, is still probably going to be pretty hot. Yay, Jackie! You're signing up for. How exciting, Jackie! I hope you get a dump sooner. Hello, you partake. Welcome. I am in the U.S. in North Texas, Zone 8A. I am winter sowing for the spring garden, but I've kind of been starting seeds all fall long though. Yes, easy, yeah. Yes, it is. Exactly 8-ball. So yeah, big pile here. And I'm slowly filling the front lawn. And actually I've done this before. It's not my first time. Like I said, this is like my third drop. And I'm literally spreading over every bit of grass I have. And I've done this before. I usually put down like a layer of this, and then, or cardboard, and then I will put grass if I have any. I mean, sorry, not grass, leaves from my big neighbor's tree. I'll just collect the leaves. I'll put it underneath the mulch and then let it sit so that in 5 months, it'll probably be some good stuff to break down. What's I got here? Yeah, so love compost piles. Also love mulch piles. Yeah. What else do we got here? Oh, what I wanted to show you guys, for those of you guys that just joined, I wanted to show how, because it's been really nice spring type weather, the plants have taken off really. So unfortunately you guys aren't going to be able to see, or you guys won't know what it looked like 2 weeks prior, but these are my second round of Napa cabbages. So the first round is obviously a lot bigger, but these are finally taking off. Like, for the longest time they were half this size, but in the last 4 days, I kid you not, it's been like double its size. So these were small for a really long time, doubled its size. Yeah, so when it comes to full season crops, 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit is definitely ideal, and that's when your crops will really grow. It'll still grow at 40, but not as quick of a pace. Yay, yeah, so am I, 8-ball. And honestly, yeah, I'm so excited too, because I have never been this diligent about seed starting either. So I'm excited about like literally the abundance too. I've never been this diligent about seed starting ever. It feels like I pretty much started seeds every day of fall. Well, once October hit, because September was still kind of warm here in North Texas. Jonathan, the steam is fascinating for, isn't it, Jonathan? I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, nature can be really cool. You know what I hear people do? They will take their mulch pile and put it on top of their pipes that they then use for a hot tub. Like, the people who are really out there, that's what they'll do. They'll use their mulch piles to heat up the water that is then used to source the water in their hot tubs. Pretty cool, right? I'm excited, April. Yeah, it is going to be pretty amazing. I've always been a big prepper, but I think this is for the first time in my life, the time that I've had the time and energy to do this. So it's exciting to like see how this is really going to come out. Siren, how cold do winters get? Welcome. How cold do winters get in North Texas? It can get in February, like most of the U.S. is our coldest month, right? It will get down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit in my zone, which is North Texas Zone 8A. So yes, I think the biggest hurdle for me is going to be keeping my plants alive, my cool season crops alive through February. I mentioned a lot of the cool season crops like Napa cabbage, carrots. They're tolerant down to 20 degrees, but once it gets below that, there's a good chance they may die. So I am still trying to figure out the proper protection. I do have some experience, so I've like got some plastic from last year that I used to use as a greenhouse plastic. I've got that. I got cardboard boxes. I got lots of the neighbors' leaves that I'm going to probably collect and use that as some sort of insulation as well. Siren, watching from New York where everything is Siren. Oh, so you say that, but I do know of this one creator who, what is he called? He's called, I can't think of his username off the top of my head, but he grows in greenhouses up in upstate New York. So he's still growing stuff. He uses a diesel burner to warm his greenhouse. He's usually just able to keep it heated to just above freezing. And he often mentions that, yeah, it just feels like he's literally keeping his vegetables alive in the fridge until he can harvest them and eat them. But still pretty good, right? Because even in the fridge, your harvested vegetables will die, but his is in a greenhouse and they're obviously have their roots intact. So extra fresh vegetables for him. Jonathan, it snowed last here in South Georgia, as it did here in Texas as well, North Texas, yeah. We don't usually get snow. We usually get more ice and, I mean, don't get me wrong, we still get cold days, but we don't usually get beautiful snow. Usually it's ice and slick roads. Yes. I think February is cold everywhere. So that's going to be the true test. And ironically, it's a little ironic, right? Because ideally you would think that the coldest month would be in the middle, right? But it's literally cold month and then spring hits. So I don't know. That's weird to me. But that's the way it is. My last frost date, oh, I keep forgetting to look it up, Lisa, but I'm pretty sure it's something like end of March. I'm pretty sure it's end of March. I need to go look, Lisa. Yeah, so if you guys don't know your last frost date, figure that out. And you can start your seeds accordingly. Like for cauliflower, if you're not using grow lights, you should start those 3.5 months prior to your last frost date if you're interested in growing spring cauliflower. I've heard fall cauliflower is tastier just because there's less chance of it bolting or going to seed, right? Because in fall, you've got cooler and cooler weather ahead, not warmer summer months. Hello, Ro, welcome. Eating something you agree. Yes, it is, right? I also think so too, April. Okay, so what can I show you guys? Yeah, so I have things. Oh, I'll show you guys the other Napa cabbages, the first batch of Napa cabbages. Okay, so, the other that I'm really excited. So you guys have seen this before, but is that same big one as before. I did harvest some of the outer leaves. They were a little bit more fibers than I wanted, but I'm hoping that the actual center head will be tasty. So here's how it's growing. It's growing pretty well. Still 18 inches across. This is the other one, cabbage next to it. I feel like they're going to be a little bit crowded, but you know what? It's kind of good. It'll be good to know how densely I can plant these to maximize space. So this isn't too bad of an experiment. What I was going to say is that you guys, happy winter solstice. What does that mean? It means our days are getting longer and no longer shorter. Our days are going to get longer and longer until summer. So hopefully that means my plants will only grow more quickly. because like I said, the last like 2 months, they haven't been growing a whole lot. It's been somewhat cold, but in general, the days have been getting shorter. Now we're gonna have longer and longer and longer days from here until summer. Hi, Ro. Let's see. Siren, you're saying, very cool. I am part of a community garden and we want to start covering our beds. How exciting, Siren. Yeah, that's very exciting, Siren. And then also, of course, trying to grow cool season crops, right? Because like I mentioned, cabbage is hardy down to 20. Broccoli is hardy down to 20 when they're mature. Any of the brassicas. So cabbage, broccoli, kale, was it collard? Collards, right? I forget. Are collards? Yeah, collards are brassicas. I think collards are also frost hardy down to 20. But yeah, there's a whole list of the carrots is another one that's frost hardy down to 20. Beets are more frost sensitive, so they're more sensitive than carrots are. Those are down to 28 degrees. I often say 30 just to round up. Ro, you're saying, have you ever planned on getting greenhouse? I'm not sure that I will. Or, you know, or what I mean to say is I tried one last year. I used my cattle panel. If you'll see a little bit of it there. I grew on my front lawn, by the way. Hence the reason front garden home. It's because it's where the sun is best all year round. So here is facing south. My front yard faces south. And I don't have an HOA, thankfully. I do try to keep it neat, and I do aspire to have a really pretty front lawn, but first things first, I got to learn how to grow things and understand what flourishes when. Okay, so you're saying, oh, so yeah, I tried a greenhouse last year using my cattle panel, and I put greenhouse plastic over it. But I did in the back. I have a one story, and I think it would look really silly if I did like a walk-in greenhouse in the front. So at best, I'm probably gonna use row covers in the front yard here. So something lower to the ground. I don't think, yeah, but essentially I'm gonna be borrowing the concepts of a greenhouse, but replicating that in a low format here in the front yard. Yes, Abel, thank you. Yes, the sun is coming. Our days are getting longer, yeah. Stonehenge was full. I think it's around a minute a day. Oh, nice, 8-ball. Thank you so much. That's helpful. Yay, so the plants are gonna be having that one more. And then on top of that, you guys, my neighbor's tree, right? Like I told you, the neighbor's tree shades my front yard for 2-3 hours every morning. So I'm gonna be getting that back. I've been mostly planting my stuff on this side because this side doesn't have the shade of my neighbor's tree. And so that's why all the Napa cabbages here are also a lot bigger for that same reason, actually. But I'll be getting the sun back now that the neighbor's leaves are finally falling. So here's more in here. And yeah, if you're wondering, I do have to, I've learned that with brassicas, you do need to have a mesh. Otherwise you'll get holes all over these. But yeah, so these are all these here. Some smaller ones in here. I have some bok choy here that I've been trying to protect. Oh, looks like it's doing better. It's doing better, bok choy. Something was eating it, so I've been trying to cover it like this. It's working so far. Okay. 8-ball, aren't you a mod on that crazy? What? Oh, Jonathan, you're cracking a joke on me. Okay. Olive oil, right? Okay, bye, Jonathan. Lisa, do you know when is a good time to plant jalapeno seeds? Those are warm season crops. Peppers. Yeah, I think it's around the same timeline as tomatoes. For some reason, I have it stuck in my head that tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant should be started at the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, real easy though. I usually just go to ChatGPT or Google and like ask how many weeks before the frost date. But yeah, like I said, don't reference the seed packet, right? The seed packet always use perfect conditions. So I would definitely add 3 weeks to it if you're starting from seed and you don't have grow lights. Try sweet peppers, failed. You try again, 8-ball. You can do it. Hi, Link. Hi, Lincoln. Good to see you. Jonathan, what did you mean by olive oil run? Was that like a joke that I missed? Jonathan, is peppers like, yes, yep. Jonathan, yep, there were warm season crops. We'll see. Yeah. Jonathan, no, it's a different streamer called, oh. Oh, okay, yeah, Jonathan, I didn't know if you were referring to me in some, I was like, I thought Jonathan, I thought you were my friend. Okay. 8 Ball, this year we'll do potato show. How exciting, 8 Ball. No, it's a crazy streamer that, oh, that has, oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I like don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are like speaking a whole other language. But yes, thank you for explaining. But yes, yeah, look how much better the garden looks now that I'm spreading all this mulch. Oh, and here's the snow peas that are coming along. I'm just trying to carefully spread the mulch around my growing plants. I got some styrofoam here to throw away. Whoops. But yeah, these also doubled in size. I feel like I showed you guys these last week. They like literally doubled in size over the last 4 days when it's gotten super nice. So these are snow peas, and I'm hoping they climb up my little tomato trellis cage that I have here. 8 Ball, thank you. Yeah, Ro. No, I'm on top of it. Yeah, I gotta take advantage of the fact that my minions are home because it's winter break, right? And put them to work. Yeah, brother in particular has been a huge help. Every morning he's like, okay, I'm gonna go help with the mulch, and he'll like fill up the whole. I'm like using a recycle bin to tote the stuff back and forth, and so he'll fill it up, and then I'll like slowly lug it over to the front yard. I have to be the one that disperses it though, because like I said, I know where I planted what where, and so I am like carefully mulching around those planted areas. But yeah. I just mean my kids, but yeah, minions. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone. I mean minions in the most endearing form. But yeah, no, Ro, I'm out here spreading it. And then I am and then I have them, they'll do the mulch, and then I'll ask them to go collect the leaves. They'll like do the run to the leaves pile kind of thing, and then they'll help me put it into the recycle bin again, and then I'll use that to mulch underneath my mulch. So yeah. It's great because, like, yeah, I was showing you guys that my tree neighbor's leaves are dropping all its leaves. I'm getting sunlight back on the front lawn. It's going to be good. Yeah, but I mean it in an endearing way. Not that I, like, order them around and bossy. Lisa, great question. I do try to call it organic. I try not to use the word organic. The word that I use is like, I try to grow as clean as possible. So I don't know if my mulch is organic. It's probably not. It's probably someone's tree. But I do try to use mostly rainfall when I can. And conveniently right now in fall and winter, those are the things that we have an abundance of, right? It's also the reason why I love snowboarding. But yeah, somewhat unrelated. So I do tell myself that I try to grow as cleanly as possible. So mostly rainfall. Obviously my mulch is not organic. But I do try to use my own compost. Again, I don't know if it qualifies as organic compost, but I'm not putting anything into it. So I do consider it more clean. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Lincoln. Happy holidays as well. Yeah, gotta remember to be inclusive here. Hi, Neelip. I don't think she's... Yeah, Jonathan, no, I don't. I don't use insecticides. And the way I do pest prevention is literally, if I see it, I'll remove it. For a little bit, I would like try to like unalive some of them, but I think I stopped doing that because I was like, I'm killing potential food of birds. So I just try to remove them, put them somewhere else, and then hopefully a bird will come and take care of it. Yeah, these insects are part of our life cycle, right? So I'll let my ecosystem handle it. What did I say? I said life cycle? I meant ecosystem. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Skills. Hi, Ski Skills. I had someone else who was also growing in Montana, and I referenced you because I mentioned, Ski Skills, what are you growing? How is your kale and your Swiss chard doing? Remember like a month ago you were telling me you were still growing in -5 degrees Fahrenheit, and that you would only recommend growing Swiss chard and kale at this point. How are they? And remind me, do you grow in a greenhouse? Is that how you're growing your kale, or are you growing it outdoors? Let me know, because I was telling someone else, oh, I forgot who it was. We have another friend in here who was also from Montana, but more beginner. And I was referencing you and your skills, and that anyway, let me know. Ski Skills, you asked me, have you tried growing any peas in your winter? Yes, I have. I am growing winter peas, Ski Skills. I was just showing everybody it. I mean, there's no actual peas growing yet. It's about like 4 inches tall still. But yes, I'm growing snow peas. I looked them up though. I think they're really frost tolerant down to 28 degrees, at least in my experience. Maybe mine were too tender because we had like a 30-degree frost and then my peas died. I will say though, they were in an area where they weren't getting 8 hours of sun though. It's the section where my neighbor's tree was blocking most, like 2 to 3 hours of sun of the day. So maybe that contributed to it being less robust than it could have been. Anthony, I do, yeah. It is one of my passions, like growing your own food with someone's car. Hello, Danny. Yeah, Dan, as long as it's either growing your food related or something. Lisa, what did I get my husband? We are a spend time together family. So my husband and I don't necessarily exchange gifts. Even within my own family, my parents, we don't do gifts either. Grandparents will give the kids gifts, but that's what we limit it to. Like, adults don't give other adults gifts. I like it. It's easy. It means that Christmas is really stress-free for me. The only thing I worry about is like, what dish am I going to bring? I usually don't host either, so it's like, what can I contribute usually, food-wise? So yeah, Christmas is actually pretty. Okay, let's see. Ski Skills, thank you for responding. You said no more going outside. We hit the negatives. Yeah. Okay, nice, Ski Skills. But Ski Skills, you're inspiring others. You've inspired me. I mean, if people in Montana can still be growing outside, I mean, even back in November, that's still awesome. What did you... Have you ever heard of a tree called... No, I haven't, Jonathan. I mean, is it edible? Sounds like it could be. Wow, Ski Skills, that was just outdoors in a raised bed covered with a thin cloth cover. Okay, like a frost cloth. How cool, Ski Skills. Montana. Ski Skills, Montana, do you have your own channel, by the way? Let me see. Yeah. Because I was gonna... Okay. Well, if you ever do post about you growing outside, I was gonna... I forgot who was asking. It wasn't Jonathan, because Jonathan, you were in Georgia, now I recall. It was someone else. Someone else was also from Montana. Anthony, you're saying, I killed a cactus, which I didn't think was possible. Oh, Anthony, yeah. I've killed a cactus by overwatering it. Overwatering it, I have. Ski Skills, well, you said you saw a story about a person who had a cactus for 8 years and they thought they were taking good care of it, only to find out it was... That's funny. Dan, okay, bye. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I might be on Wednesday. I'll let you guys know via a post if I'm not. But yeah, Wednesday is what? Christmas Eve. I might be at my parents' for lunch, so might not be able to live stream then. But always fun as usual. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. And if I don't catch you guys Wednesday. And yeah, we'll be back soon and hope you have a good one. Yeah, it tastes like cotton. Ooh, yummy. Ooh, that's interesting, Jonathan. Oh, like a cacao bean? Okay. Happy holidays. See you guys. Take care.